So many people have asked this question that today we are going to answer it. This comment says, "Hi, what do I do if after I sent them a letter regarding a violation of 623A3, they keep responding the account is verified as accurate or updated, but they don't change anything or add a notice of dispute? I continue to send letters with other violations like date last paid, payment history, etc. The letters are different. They just respond verified as accurate or updated and still don't change anything. I'm feeling discouraged. What should I do in this situation?" I'm going to go over that in a short amount of time as possible. We have quite a few things here. We're going to go over the debt validation process that you need to know about, part 1, part 2, part 3, what to do when an account is verified as accurate, and I'm even going to show you what type of dispute letter that you can use. Now, if you are here for the first time, my name is Kristen. I fix credit for a living, and I can also show you how to do this yourself and have been doing so for 10 years right here on YouTube with over 1,800 videos. Make sure you like this video. Comment if you have questions. Share it with someone who needs help. The link is at the top of the screen. Call me to see if I can do this for you. Let's go over the first part where they don't put the notice of dispute, because this is the most important part of this. And you can always text me, and I'm going to put my phone number on the screen if you want to access this entire thing that has 6 different parts and all of the actual dispute letters. There's over 20 letters. You need to know what FCRA 623A3 is. I posted a video on this and this commenter was responding to. This section says, duty to provide notice of dispute. If the completeness or accuracy of any information furnished by any person to any consumer reporting agency is disputed by a consumer, the person may not furnish the information to any consumer reporting agency without notice that such information is disputed by the consumer. That is literally the one thing that you need to understand about this, and let's go highlight that and go over it again. The person may not furnish the information to any consumer reporting agency without notice that the person may not furnish the information to any consumer reporting agency without notice that such information is disputed by the consumer. If you dispute it and they don't put it on there, it can no longer report. And FDCPA 807.8 is basically the same thing, including the failure to communicate that a disputed debt is disputed. They have 30 days. Sometimes they'll do it in 60, sometimes it'll be 90, sometimes they just don't put it on there. It has to be 30 days. Let's look at part 3. 623AC, duties after notice of dispute from consumer reporting agency. It is 30 days. They have to conduct an investigation. They have to report the results to the CRA, complete the above steps within 30 days from the date the CRA receives the dispute, or 45 days if the consumer provides additional information, modify or delete the information or block its reporting. The sentence would appear something like this: consumer has disputed the validity of this item. Number 1, 30 days. Number 2, cannot report without this on there. What you need to understand is that 9 times out of 10, they're just not going to do it in time or at all. And it's damages up to $1,000 per occurrence, okay? But before you get all hyphy about $1,000 per occurrence, what if you could just have it deleted? Don't you think they would rather delete it than pay you $1,000? Yes, that's where this letter series comes in. We have this entire series broken down into 6 parts with all the letters. If we go to part 5, you're going to start seeing the letters over here on the right under resources, and then the rest are under part 6. Why so many parts? It's much more than just understanding, that they have to put a notice on your credit report, right? You need to understand the process. And to do that, you may want to contact me to get access to this, but I'm giving you the condensed version of this. If they don't put this on there, now you can write them and say, and this is directly to the credit bureaus, failure to enter notice of dispute, delete for violation of FCRA 623A3. State you disputed on X date. They were required to enter the notice of dispute by Y date, and they didn't, and now they need to remove it. If they don't do that, you would go on to the rest of the letters that are part of that series. Here's something else that you can do, because again, this commenter said they didn't enter the notice and they verified and they continue to verify. You have options. If you use the debt validation process, you can sue them. Now, what if you don't want to go to court? Continue with the factual dispute process. And this is the beauty of this because you have so much that you can use. Break down a couple of things. I have an entire workshop on this. You can also text me about that. Here are a couple of reasons that may have been verified. You used a template instead of writing your own. This is one of the main reasons. Did you use the facts? The beauty of factual disputes is that we take what the bureaus, creditors, and the collectors are reporting and use it against them. Each dispute letter includes facts to back up the argument, taken directly from the credit report. Or you committed credit repair suicide where you said, hey, this is not mine, I'm a victim of identity theft. They used the facts. So how to fight back? Look for the notice of dispute. It is a required statement normally found in the comment section pursuant to section 623. The statement is required within 30 days of the first receipt of your letter. If it is not present, it is a violation. Check for the date last reported to be updated. When the bureaus verify, if it still reports the same date, no investigation took place. Find the next best dispute based on the facts. Only dispute something that's truly inaccurate, or inconsistent, or in violation. And if you were ignored, you may redispute without it coming back as frivolous. A dispute can only be frivolous if the data furnisher performed duties correctly under section 623. If they had done an investigation, why didn't you receive a response? You would have. There's so many things you can fill your arsenal with, and I give you a ton of actionable tips. Now, let's go over a couple of other things. While we may be able to go after other violations, such as they re-age the date last paid, which is actually going to change how long the account is going to stay on your credit report, or other types of disputes, you may want to consider these three things. Use 𝗥𝗲𝗹 code dispute letters. Use 𝗥𝗲𝗹 code dispute letters, and I'm going to show you exactly what that might look like. You may want to consider doing this because it communicates directly with the 𝗥𝗲𝗹 system. Use 𝗥𝗲𝗹 code dispute letters. They communicate to the bureaus using a language the system understands. This is the electronic system that actually communicates your dispute directly over to the data furnisher. And they do this utilizing a specific code. We want to force the bureaus to use a code that we want them to. And I'm going to show you that in just a moment. Another thing, use exhibits. And this is basically screenshots of your accounts. The premise behind factual disputes is that it can be proven. They may tell you, we don't care what the other bureau says. All three bureaus must report the same information. I can sue you for failing to report the same information, for failing to report accurate information, for failing to prove that you are reporting accurate information. Complaints and direct disputes. Once you have a violation log, including your letters, reports, certified mail and receipts, consider complaining to the CFPB and other agencies and direct data furnisher disputes, the original creditor, or debt validation disputes. You have many options. Let's go look at your code dispute letter and where you might create one. Now, this part is really important, so make sure that you stick around because you're going to see what this 𝗥𝗲𝗹 code dispute letter is, where you can make it, as well as an app, 2 apps that are going to help you create your dispute letters. This is the 𝗥𝗲𝗹 code dispute letter, purposely in purple or dark pink. All right, so this letter uses very specific language, and it's actually going to include the disputes to the bureaus using 𝗥𝗲𝗹 codes like this. It's an app that I created right inside of Google Sheets. And let's say that you wanted to create an 𝗥𝗲𝗹 code dispute letter. We're actually going to tell the system that we want to do that by checking this off right here. And we're going to choose a code. And we do this not by choosing a number. We're actually going to have the number assigned by choosing a reason. And this is a claim that's going to most closely fit what you're disputing. So not his, not hers, belongs to another individual, not aware of collection, late due to change of address, never received statement, settlement, or partial payments accepted. These are all the codes. And then we have claims inaccurate down here at the bottom. You can't see it. This is right below where my screen cuts off. Down at the bottom, we have disputes current balance, claims company will change, claims company will delete, and claims inaccurate information. So I would choose that, and it's going to put that on my dispute letter. And it's not going to say claims inaccurate information. It's going to say code 103. Over here on our 𝗥𝗲𝗹 print letter, we're going to have our accounts included in this specific section, as well as the codes next to it. So it would say something like Capital One account number 517805. It'll have the reason for the inaccuracy or violation, code 104 or 103 or 102, whatever it is. Okay, these letters do get notarized, and you send it via registered or certified mail. Okay, and so this, we're not going to go over this letter in specifics, but it has very specific language in it. Okay, and then again, that notary stamp is here on the bottom. Where would you create one of these? Number one, inside of live automation. Number two, if you want something simpler where you don't have to import Identity IQ or Smart Credit, you can create it inside of 𝗥𝗲𝗹 180 or create a simple dispute right inside Stealth, my newest app. Add your personal information, your email. You're going to choose a recipient such as the credit bureau. Choose, let's say Experian. You're going to select a letter date. You have options like creating quick letters, and you would just select what type of letter, or you can select this, which is in-app letters. You would choose a bureau letter or one of the other options, such as creditor, collector, or creditor and collector. It's going to load your letter options. You can copy the letters that are in here, and you would pull it up inside of the editor that I created for you. And we're actually going to choose a different. So let's say that we are choosing inaccurate information. So we would just copy this, paste it down here, choose one of the 300 built-in options. We would add 𝗥𝗲𝗹 1.517.805, choose one of the reasons, and add more using this plus button. We can choose a letter closing, click on create letter. It's going to put everything together, including personal information, open our editor, paste the letter, do whatever we have to, and then we would go to file and print. We just created a letter in about 90 seconds. So if you are looking for a very fast way of creating disputes, this is going to be your best option. If you're looking for a way to import Identity IQ or Smart Credit or manual disputes, because you can do that as well in here, you're going to want to check out live automation. If you want to do something that's like Stealth, but without some of these options, then you're going to want to look at 𝗥𝗲𝗹 180, because that one does include 𝗥𝗲𝗄, but Stealth will soon include 𝗥𝗲𝗄 code dispute letters. You have many options here. Text me at the number at the top of the screen, or send me a message at my740.com, and I will get you hooked up. All right. So this answered what someone should do if the bureaus verify is accurate or updated, they don't change anything, and they don't add the notice of dispute. And this is without them using templates and not getting the same dispute letter. So if you have questions about this, post it down in the comments. If you like this video, smash that like so you can tell YouTube so that they will share this video with other people, because it does help me out. All right. Again, if you want to see if I can do personally do a credit sweep for you, head over to my740.com. But otherwise, I will see you guys later.